Hi, this is Susanna Corbett. Thanks for downloading Steptod and Son.
Hello and welcome to Steptoe Son, a podcast based at Mews Cottage, 26A, Aldrum Lane, Shepherd's Bush. This is the home of the world's most famous rag and bone men, or as Harold would say,
Salvage Recovery Operative.
My name is Darren.
And I'm his co-host Si, also known as Two of the Three Comedios podcast that we co-host along with the amazing Tom from One Foot in the Podcast.
We plan to review episodes, chat to fans of the show, and maybe even chuck in the odd quiz. We hope you enjoy listening. Please check out the pod on Spotify, Insta, Twitter, and all other platforms. Yeah, so how are you doing, Si? All good?
Yeah, all well, thank you. Fully rested after quite a active Saturday night out at the theatre. Yeah, how are you, Daz?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it was a late one. Just to explain to the listeners, I took the trip up to Sheffield, up to the Sheffield Library Theatre, and we watched the Steptoe Son live tour by Cattle Productions Limited.
Well, yeah, just a bit of background. So you found this, Daz, didn't you? And you suggested it, and then we sort of put our heads together and thought, yeah, let's do it because I mean it's coming your way, isn't it? Or it's been your way, and it's coming your way again in the new year. But this was perhaps the only one nearest me. There's quite a few around London and places like that. But yeah, fantastic to see our favourite show on the road and being brought to life, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I mean, like I said, it was by Cattle Productions, and the director is a guy called Dan Lewis, and he played Albert, and it was also Giorgio Lowe who played Harold, two brilliant actors. It was also a supporting artist, I suppose he's artiste, you call him.
Yeah.
I didn't catch his surname. I caught his first name. It was Tell,
Okay.
and he played
Yeah.
two characters. Was it two or three characters?
He played three, didn't he? Played the Doctor in the last episode, upstairs, downstairs. He played the Vicar, and he also played the Milkman, didn't he? So
That's
the only
it.
one he
Yeah,
wasn't
I thought he was really good as well. He was
in the second episode, but it was just two-hander, wasn't it?
yeah, that's it. He was busy when he but yeah, I thought like review of the show. I thought it was brilliant. Like if we got to meet him afterwards, had a few photos. I'll put them on social media. But yeah, great show. Like you said, I was sort of blown away how good like the attention to detail to the script to the sets. Like I said, the portrayal. The mannerisms they had. I think I said to Giorgio and Dan, I said even like the way they obviously picked up on Harold's sort of specific way of speaking,
Yeah.
like the Al Gold, and the
Well, that's
how
it,
he
isn't it?
pronounces R's
Yeah.
and things.
I mean, we have said, haven't we, that we think, that Harry H. Corbett or the script and the combination of the script and Harry H. Corbett did go off into those flights of fancy. And it could perhaps be so easy just to kind of ignore that and just deliver it almost as Golden Simpson had written it. But actually, no, he fully embraced that, didn't he? And
Yeah,
I suppose the danger with something like that show was, are you just doing an impersonation like Alistair McGowan, like a kind of send up of him almost,
yeah,
or are you becoming like them, becoming that character? And I think they became those characters, didn't they? They inhabited those characters. And let's face it, only those two
oh,
actors have played
definitely. Yeah,
professionally on the show, and we've had different versions of even like Dad's Army. They've had different cast members doing the radio shows and stuff, but only those two ever played those two characters on TV and radio. And Giorgio and Dan, it was like traveling in a time machine back to 1970s on a Saturday night in BBC TV. That was just phenomenal, wasn't it? Yeah,
it,
I'm
yeah.
actually
What do you know what I
speaking.
think? Because
It
at
was.
the first, yeah, God, well, the first because you sat just in front of me, and I
Yeah.
thought the test of it is Harold's voice because it's difficult
Yes.
to do. Like everyone could do, like you said, an impression of it, but
Yeah.
you don't. You want more than want more from a stage show than that. And when he walked on, I think it was about the second line, and I
Yeah.
think you turned around and I looked at you, and it was like he's
Yeah.
nailed that,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
Yeah. There was that nod of
He's nailed
recognition,
Harold's
wasn't
voice.
there? Of like, he's got it. He has got it. He's not just acting and reading these lines. He is Harold. He is Harry H. Corbett's Harold, isn't he?
Yeah, he's actually portraying it.
Magic. Yeah.
Um,
Magical, wasn't it?
yeah.
Uh,
So just a bit of background about. So it's Giorgio Lowe. He's from London. He's also been on two episodes of Midsummer Murders.
oh, was
One in
he? Oh,
2017, yeah, one in
fantastic.
2019. So
Fantastic.
yeah, he's got a lot of theatre work. He's done quite a bit with Cattle Productions as well. He's played Big Dickie Whittington. Sorry, he played the
Right.
Dame in Big Dickie Whittington because they
Okay.
do adult pantomimes.
Yeah. Yeah. So we gather
So
from
Dan was saying,
there was a comment they made, wasn't there?
yeah,
Did you know
don't bring the
beforehand?
kids.
Did you know beforehand, or did you pick up on it when they were talking afterwards that they do
No,
those?
I sort of knew because I'd seen it, and
Oh,
then
okay.
well, the clip the listeners will hear in a bit. Dan did bring it up,
All right.
because yeah, so Giorgio also played. Is it the pantomime was called Peter Pansy, and his character that he played was called Smeg.
Right. Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think
See where
that's a
that's
Red
going?
Dwarf
Yeah.
reference.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh.
I love that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go see one of their pantomimes. But yeah, like you said,
Yeah. So see, it
talented
did
guy. I
strike me as
think
being that Jim Davidson vein. In fact, he did say, did he? Jim Davidson had read through it and sort of given it a thumbs up, hadn't he? So, yeah,
that's it.
interesting.
Yeah, I think he said yeah he's given it an seal of approval, not of approval
Yeah,
sort of thing. And
yeah.
but I can remember Jim Davidson years ago. I think it was like the mid-90s. He did Cinderella with an S,
Yes.
um,
Remember that? Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
is another Steptoe link there. If you
Of
remember
course.
the episode where they're trying to work out where to go on holiday, and he talks about I
Yeah.
think it's Holland, and Harold's saying about all the adult pantomimes they do, like Puss in
Oh, of
Kinky
course.
Boots
Yeah.
and
God, that's a good link. Yeah. God,
Cinderella with an S. So I remember that in the 90s with Jim Davis. So I was too young to see it, but yeah. So I
yeah,
don't know if
it's a
perhaps
tricky
that's the
thing.
reason they
Yeah,
contacted him.
because like he was known at the time, Generation Game, Big Break, wasn't he? It'd be like Anton Deck now
Mm.
doing something like that, wouldn't it? You just sort of find it hard to separate the two, but I suppose in those days you could. Yeah, I suppose before people,
God, yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah,
I don't know, it's just odd, isn't it? Like these days, yeah. I mean, he doesn't have much of a career on TV or mainstream TV anyway, so you kind of understand it. But yeah, it's a bit odd that he was sort of.
no.
I suppose he came from that comedy background, so I guess it's kind of still staying true to his roots, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah, I think his comedy was always like he used to work with a guy who was in the Navy, and he said he remembers Jim Davidson coming aboard one of their ships once, and he
Oh
just
right,
told
wow.
101 blue jokes, and
Yeah, blue
yeah, he
jokes.
said
Yeah,
it was brilliant. This was probably early 80s that when it happened. So yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, a little more about the writer and director at Cattle Productions, so Dan Lewis. Yeah, I didn't realize he's a former radio presenter at Calon FM.
Oh right, wow.
Um,
Oh, that's one.
he's, yeah, I know, yeah. So knows his stuff. Yeah, and
Yeah,
he's doing the tour that I think he's created all this is stepsontour.co.uk. And they're
yep.
doing a 36-day tour.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
they started October, November, so that's now. And then it goes
Yeah.
all the way until July next year, 2025.
Oh, that's impressive. Yeah, very good.
It
And
is.
to
But,
keep that energy
but yeah,
going
so
for 2 hours, it was a full 2 hour show,
yeah,
wasn't it? No, it was with an interval. That's no mean feat, is it, at all? Yeah.
it was. And I mean, just to so what so they picked 4 episodes. So I thought it was quite clever. They picked 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Obviously they were slightly limited to what they could do because
Yeah.
they couldn't pick, say, Oh What a Beautiful Morning, because there's too many
Yeah.
characters in that. It's obviously the Steptoe family. So
Yeah.
what did they pick? Come Dancing,
So they picked Come
The
Dancing, they
Bird.
had The Bird, Men of Letters, and Upstairs Downstairs.
I was going to say I took a picture of the Scrabble board.
Yeah,
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 I
yeah,
love that
yeah.
one, Men of Letters.
Well, that was a clue, wasn't it? Because we had a sneaky look at the set before they kicked off, and the fact the scramble board was there, it's like, ah, okay, yeah, that's good. It's going to go in that direction to start with. So, but no, interesting choice. I think going with that opening. Obviously, everyone knows that episode. Yeah, well, any Steptoe fan knows that episode. But then the bird was a great choice, and like I say, it took me, and I'm sure you the same,
Brilliant.
Daz. It took me about 10 minutes to clock the episode because there was several episodes where that sort of
Mm.
premise was set up that Harold had a bird and the old man wasn't happy about it. But that was the very first time that had happened, wasn't it? And yeah, I cracked it when he got to do it with the clock. I was like, yeah, that's the thing he pulls, isn't he?
Oh, coming back to the Cuckoo Clock, but that was, I think he's definitely like Dan Lewis. He's definitely a sort of Steptoe or comedy, aficionado, because
Yeah.
that episode it sort of shows the claustrophobic relationship
Oh yeah, yeah,
between
yeah, absolutely.
Harold and Albert, and it was
Yeah.
brilliant the fact that he picked that because there's so many other you could have chosen from, but
Yeah, like you say, both great two-handers. And the payoff
yeah,
of Come Dancing is fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the one with the bird, obviously, yeah, he's obviously changed the time, hasn't he? And caused him to fly into a
yeah.
rage. Like chips flying all over the place, isn't there? And yeah,
That's it.
but
Because I think at one point, the chips went into they had the fish bowl and obviously with Charlie the fish, and some of the
oh yeah,
chips I'm sure went in there because the
yeah,
end he throws the plate, doesn't he? But the
that's
bit,
it.
like I said, he not to spoiler alert it for people who haven't seen it yet, but where Harold starts smashing at the table as well. I thought it was brilliant how they did that because he was so close to the stage
Oh,
at
it
that
was
table. I thought
not even an
someone in the
inch,
front
was
row
it?
was going to get
The
it.
edge. Yeah, that was scarily
Yeah,
close,
it's
wasn't
brilliant.
it? Yeah. Some great attention to detail, even things like the vacuum cleaner. Like, the fact they got a
Yeah.
whether it was 1970s vacuum cleaner. I don't know if you heard Giorgio say, didn't he? He said, "Oh, I emptied it and then I remembered I'm gonna have to clean that up afterwards." Like, yeah.
Okay.
But it's obviously like, yeah.
But it is exactly like the show, wasn't it? It was like I
Yeah.
said, that stage wise, it was brilliant, the way they did it. There's only one thing they didn't have in it. I don't know if you noticed, but I don't know how they could because it's such a big prop, and
Mm.
it's the beer.
Yeah, I did wonder if the bear. I suppose a bear like that is very hard to come across, like something like that in
Yeah,
a
and
shop.
carry around and
Um,
transport. So yeah, you can forgive
uh,
them for that.
yeah, I mean they got the skeleton, didn't they? Which was kind of halfway there. So yeah, no,
That's
that's
it.
not bad
Yeah,
at all.
and the coffin, as Albert
The
would say,
coffin,
coffin.
yeah, it was
That's on
nice. It was a
stage.
nice little touch. We had a few little props of Hercules, didn't we? Sort of like his saddle, I think, wasn't it? And yeah, it just felt
It was good.
really authentic, didn't it? It didn't seem like it was trying to kind of copy the TV show. Like in terms of set, it was homage to them, if you like. But it's just as
Mm,
believable, because you could instantly buy that was, a living room in a rag and bone man's
mm.
house in the 1970s. Absolutely.
That's that's it. And I mean, like you said, with the ending as well, I thought was really good. With all three of them come to the front and they dedicated the live tour
Yeah.
to four people. Obviously, the writers Galton and Simpson, and Harry Corbett and Wilf Bramble, which I thought was good. And then obviously a lot of they were explaining a lot of what they make goes back into different charities all around the country.
Yes.
So yeah, I thought it was really really nice touch.
Yeah, a great cause, wasn't it? Yeah, and yeah, I mean that wasn't really widely advertised on the tickets or anything, but it was something obviously they said they do. They give a portion of the money to charity, and then obviously had the collection at the end, didn't they? But yeah, I did enjoy that he said, you people come here to watch 70s, great sitcoms. Like people know what they're going to get, and I thought that was so true. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
must have been 150 people there, I reckon, by my estimate on Saturday night, and
I
that's not
think it was
bad for a
probably
Saturday
more, wasn't
night.
it? Yeah, I was trying to work it out.
Yeah, not bad for a
Yeah.
Saturday night in November with bad weather. That's pretty good, isn't it? It's
Mm,
yeah. No, I was impressed by the turnout, and that venue just worked as well. We did
definitely.
said, didn't we, there was an atmosphere in that venue that if it was
Yeah.
any bigger, you potentially might have lost that now. And obviously, the aim they would like to do is to reach like the West End or something, and that's fantastic. But for our viewing purposes, we found that just as great in that venue, didn't we? It was, yeah, just added something
Yeah.
to it.
That was brilliant. Oh, that's what I was going to say about the cuckoo clock.
Oh
He
yeah,
actually smashed it, didn't he, with a hammer? Because I was
yeah,
wondering
I
how they're
couldn't
going to
believe
do it.
that.
Because I thought surely
Now,
they
I wonder if
can't
that's because
smash
that's
it,
the
and he
last
hit it,
one.
and the bits flying off.
Is it because it's the last one for a while before Christmas, or they just break it every night? It'd be interesting to know.
Yeah, so trying to because they could, I suppose, tack it back up
Yeah,
each night, but he proper went for it,
proper
Harold.
whacked it, didn't he?
Yeah,
Mind
so
blowing.
Giorgio, I think Dan revealed that no, it was Giorgio told us himself that I think because he's 28 and probably a bit young, he said that he's sort of heard of it. I think he said his mum
Yep.
explained to him a bit about it, but he never really watched it before, which I think it helped.
Yeah, I think allowed him to be a little bit more kind of objective about it and not kind of try to copy him as such. He was sort of became him. You know what I mean? It sounds weird to say that, and people might think, "Oh, that makes no sense." But I think sometimes if you're trying to impersonate somebody, it doesn't always work. So if they hear your hero or whatever, that's right, they are your hero.
That's
Then
it.
obviously kind
Yeah.
of almost trying to be too good to them. Whereas I think, just brilliant. And, yeah, but talented actor.
Yeah, it was
Really.
good. Like I
Very
said,
talented actor.
yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, all three of them were. So yeah, it was
Yes.
great. And I think they've got a couple of weeks off now, and they're touring again
Yeah.
in January. We are. They did ask both of them to come on the pod, so hopefully by the next episode,
Yeah.
we should have spoken to them, and yeah, and
Yeah,
it'd be
that'd be
good to have a
great
chat with them.
to have a chat with them. Yeah, and just sort of pick their brains on all things Steptoe. I think Dan particularly, with his love of Steptoe from a young age, and also the fact he was talking about other shows. I mean, obviously, yeah, there's so many he could do, and whatever. That'd be great if he could get some other ones off the ground.
Yeah, I mean, he even brought up because I mean, we think we know what we're talking about, don't we? With comedies, but he even brought up stuff. I think he said about Will Hay, sort of 1930s.
Yeah, he said to my
Which
dad, didn't he? My dad was with us, and he said, "Oh, you would remember him."
yeah, I know. I like
Which I
that. It's
think
a
my
good
dad
move.
did, but he didn't think, oh, yeah. He's probably, well, I'm not that old, but you know what I mean? So sort of more likely to remember him, I guess.
But
But
no,
no,
I think no, you had a good time as well, your dad, didn't he?
yeah, no, really, really enjoyable. And like I say, it was nice to have someone there who watched those episodes go out in the 70s, because we're both, too young
Yeah.
to see them go live. But, my dad remembers those episodes from watching them. And yeah, to sort of watch them again 50 years later is yeah, I think he found it very rewarding.
Yeah, they're brilliant. Yeah, I know it was because I was going to say to at one point because yeah, I wonder what. Imagine seeing it go out for the first time.
Yeah.
I know we obviously love Steptoe, after 50 years, and it's
Mm.
proven to be what it is. But yeah, imagine seeing it for the first time, and like I was saying to Georgia about the 5 year gap that they had because I don't think he realised that
Yes.
there was a 5 year gap between was it series 5 and 6 or 4 and 5,
Yeah,
which is massive, really.
it is. And non-Steptoe fans or casual fans wouldn't really know that, would they? So
Hi, this is Susanna Corbett. Thanks for downloading Steptod and Son.
Hello, listeners. We've got a special episode for you tonight. I've made the 4 hour journey from sunny South Wales up to Sheffield, as boys would say, and are actually in the same room as Si.
Yeah, this is rare, isn't it? How you doing, mate? Yeah, it's fantastic. Great to see you. Thanks for coming up. Yeah.
When was the last time we were together? I think it's got to be
a good few years ago.
Bournemouth for the 1 foot pod.
Yeah, 2022. So yeah, a while ago. But yeah, no, it's great. And it's great to be out taking the pod on the road.
Yeah, on the road. We are here for the cattle productions. Not cattle prod. That's Richie.
That's Richie. Yeah,
cattle productions of they're doing a Steptoe Son live tour.
Yeah,
and we're in the Sheffield Library Theatre, so hopefully the background noise is not too much.
No.
But yeah, looking forward to it, Si.
Yeah, it looks good. We've just been sat here looking at the props, haven't we, and the staging. It looks fantastic.
Yeah,
there's some great period detail. You've spotted the Scrabble board, haven't you? And taken a picture of what's on board.
Yeah,
there, so.
There's definitely a C word on that Scrabble board.
Yeah,
so I'm amazed. But hopefully we'll try and catch the 2 actors. So I think we've got
that'd be great.
Dan and Giorgio are playing Harold and Albert. So
yeah, fantastic.
Hopefully get a photo with them and have a chat afterwards.
Fantastic, yeah.
Is it Giorgio?
Yes.
Oh, I'm Darren. I'm from Steptod and Son. We do the Steptod and Son podcast.
Yes.
So can we get a picture?
Of course you can.
I was like, can I ask you a couple of questions for the podcast?
Of course you can.
Brilliant. Yeah, if I could just get you to talk in over you. Yeah, so brilliant. Sorry, go on.
Of course you may.
Sorry, but
have a great evening. No worries. Take care.
Yeah, amazing, great portrayal of Harold.
Thank you.
I thought it was brilliant. Yeah, like even I was saying to Si, even like the voice, and the mannerisms he's got. And is it difficult to get into character with him, or?
I think normally, yeah, because with regards to the character, obviously he has a quite a slight unique verbal affliction.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of the kind of slight rolling of the R's, where it's not fully, pronounced, what have you. But I think just kind of the repetition of both, learning the script, also watching the episodes, it really does aid to help get that mannerism quite as exact as possible, and also paying that respect to the character, both the person and the character, Harold Steptoe.
Yeah, that's right. I was thinking because he's such a good actor, Harry Corbett. And we had his daughter on the podcast, Sue Corbett.
Okay.
And she's a great guest to have on, really. But yeah, I think she'd love this, And I was saying to Si,
attention to detail of the set.
Yes.
Was brilliant. You know, with the skeleton and.
Yeah,
where'd you get the props? Is it
so basically all around really. So obviously to kind of keep costs fairly low.
Yeah.
We weren't obviously looking at like antique shops and everything like that. We obviously went to charity shops, making sure that we're still focusing with the local communities. If they've got anything we have, it helps both directions. Us with set props, then with charities. But a lot of the time it was, you know, looking on online marketplaces and stuff like that. Or so I work with a lot of hospitality distributors. So a lot of the times I call them up and go, "Have you got any worn out wardrobes, drawers, chest of drawers, chairs, this and the other?" But the director, Dan, he's got the majority of the props set himself. With local sort of like farmyard and rural areas, a lot of people do have old furniture that are still intact. So it's quite lucky in his perspective going, he can just pop down the road. But he has done a lot of research. I think in terms of getting the props set for him, it's been, I want to say, close to a year. Sourcing a lot of stuff. You can't just buy brand new stuff and make it look old in that respect, because it needs to look perfect. And about 90% of our set is, you know, anything between, I think the oldest thing we have is from the 1890s. I think it's the gramophone or something like that. It is from an old,
I'd say like the bed as well. That's quite an old school bed, isn't it?
I think that's 1970s or something.
Is it? That's really, like Si was saying about the table as well, how close you were to the front of the stage.
Yes.
It was really I thought, oh God, if that comes forward a bit, you're going to be in the front row.
Yeah, luckily,
this
is show number 6. So we've had to obviously utilise the space with 6 different theatres, 6 different show spaces, some of which have been community hall for like opening shows for the local communities that we've started in Wrexham and Full Screen. So we've had to occupy stages which, I'll put this in perspective, the stage that we've had today, cut that into a third, and that's the smallest stage we've had to occupy, where we've had to put the beds on the floor, where you've had everyone in the back row doing that, peering over and going, "What's going on? Oh, he's in the bed," and sat down going, "Oh, what's he saying? What's he doing?" And I just like stand up, just watch us now, but we had to occupy with the top.
It's brilliant, Sorry.
The BBC TV studios,
And then building a floor up for the actual bedroom. You know, we're just waiting for a theatre that we can get access to. And I think there might be one in London or possibly in Scotland where they do have a secondary floor. And in my hand, I'm thinking that's great. We'll put the bedroom up there.
Upstairs, downstairs.
So that would be perfect. I'm thinking positive is we can actually like pay tribute to it. We can do the scene properly. Second thing is, I'm gonna have to go up and down the stairs about 20 times
with the Harold. God.
So it's 4 episodes. So we decided to do 4 because we thought to ourselves, well, normally with a theatre production show, it's normally about an hour each side, 20-minute intervals. So stretch out like delays. Looking at 2.5 hours in total. But we thought each episode was between 25 and 30 minutes. Luckily, the way we occupy it was 50-50 and 20 in the middle. So it's quite a nice balance. So that's 2 hours of a run. But we've done 4 episodes. So the first one we did is Men of Letters, which is one of the most acclaimed. The second one was The Bird, which is the second episode of the first series.
I was watching it going, I know this one. It took me a second for it to click.
But one of the early ones. It's good, that.
Third episode was Come Dancing. Thank you. Come Dancing. And the fourth episode was Upstairs Downstairs.
It's brilliant.
Which, great episodes. I put this in perspective. Before I joined the Steptoe Son group, as it were, of these people, I'd never heard of it.
No.
Never heard of it. It's outside my generation. I'm 28.
I was going to say, you're too young.
Yeah, 28. So I even spoke to my mum, and my mum was like, "Oh yeah, I vaguely remember Steptoe Son," and I'm like, "Cool. Any pointers?" And she was like, "No, muck it up."
Okay.
Cool. Thanks. So with the company, with Catch Productions, I've been here since we've done the Peter Pan adult panto, so that's 5 years. So I've been with the company for 5 years. But it has been a phenomenal kind of journey with it, going from doing 2, they've done 3 adult pantos. My personal journey with them is 2 adult pantos, and then they're going, "Oh yeah, we're going to do a TV recreational show," and I'm just kind of going, "Why?" They're going, "It's Steptoe Son." Who? You're in it again? Why?
Okay,
sure. It's
you must. I was saying, like when it just started, the first few lines, I thought he's got that voice. You know, he's got it, and like I said, the mannerisms and.
Watching the episodes and just kind of seeing his mannerisms is definitely his physicality, where he swaps when he does, especially in Come Dancing, where he's doing that first monologue. He does a lot of characterizations It's very there's an old British comic like 70s and 80s. Not Chubby Brown, but that kind of I think. But it's like, a lot of physical mannerisms and stuff.
Well, he does a lot of sort of monologues just himself, doesn't he? Where it's like lines and lines of dialogue, and there was some really good bits in that in the play as well. Were the scripts
straight from the Simpsons?
Yes, so they are from the actual estate to which own the license and trademark of the copyright of Steptoe.
Yeah, and we're obviously quite nerdy about it. It's not much we don't know with the dialogue and the words, and I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, there are extra parts in the script that we were handed, which when you're watching the episode once I've got the DVD box set now, so I've watched them and I've gone, because I need to know the mannerisms and how he's moved and what have you, and I've read it for the script and I've gone, hang on, that part of the script isn't in the show. And I'm thinking, how do I say that? How do I do that? And I'm just there going, I'll just say it like this. No, I've got to filter his mannerisms through it all, and I've tried my best to recreate as best the condition as I can.
Do you watch the DVD then and sort of, how do you get into character? Do you just watch him and take notes, or do you just...
Yes, I say repetition. So with my script, I've made like notes of it. So with certain afflictions of words, for example, when the line where he talks about like not going to the pub is when he talks about like the Monty Python mob and does the posh accent. Yeah. He goes really into it, and the laugh he does as well is very quite eerily comedic and very like snobberish. And then he really switches his physical mannerisms and goes, like a smash, and he really switches. In that moment, you see it in his face and go, okay, I can't just laugh and then keep the smile, I have to switch, like he does, and play it very well.
No, I did. That's what I mean. They called him the British Marlon Brando.
Yes.
Which was probably a curse as much as a blessing.
Yeah.
I remember saying to Sue Corbett that, and she was sort of a bit of an eye roll, because it is a bit of a curse really to be given that moniker, but no, you did brilliant. It was a great portrayal. I was like, you were impressed as well when you saw it. Yeah, so
thank you very much.
You've impressed the generations. So, well done. So where are you off to next? I think it's January, isn't it? The next performance.
Yeah, so we've got a 10-week hiatus before we go back in January. January 24th or 5th, around about the end. Luckily we've got Christmas off. It's always a blessing.
Yeah.
Basically, doing this tour until beginning of July. Yeah. There are the possibilities of extending the tour. We've had a few interesting parties, either some old theatres that we've just done, or we've had some theatres that we're lined up to do going, we've heard that you've had such a great reception so far. Any chance you'd like to come and do another date with us? Or we've had some theatres who have been in partnership with other theatres going, listen, we've heard you've done this show with our local theatre. Tell you what, could you come and do a show for us? We'd love to have you. And it kind of excites us going, wow, there's actually a crowd for this, a demographic that's still...
Like I say, you're in Newport in June, because that's where I'm from, that's closer to my house. So I've got tickets for that to see you in June. So no, thanks, Giorgio. Is there anything I've forgotten?
No worries. Thank you so much. Cheers. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Is it Dan?
One of you is Darren.
I'm Darren. That's me. Yeah.
Si.
There you go. From Steptoe Son. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
How was it?
Amazing.
Good.
Brilliant. Yeah. I saw
you tagged us on.
Yeah.
What's that for? Instagram.
Insta, I think it was. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, no, I've said about the attention to detail, and so can I ask you a couple of quick pop? I think Giorgio's answered everything. He's brilliant. Yeah, but yeah. Oh, if you get a photo, get signed. Oh no, it's brilliant. I said attention to detail, like even the guy was saying then about the body position and the mannerisms, and all three of you were brilliant. But I was saying, are you a big Steptoe fan? How did you get into?
I'm a big Steptoe fan. I'm 36, but I've been watching it from when I was like 6. So I've had 3 decades of this. You've only watched it about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
You said he's 28, isn't it?
Yeah. I've watched it. I mean, I love old comedy, classic comedy. As far
we were doing the podcast for about 12 months. Before that, we did things like On the Buses, Only Fools and Horses. We're. Anything like that. So.
That's a good. Well, we mentioned doing that.
Oh, okay, brilliant.
Doing that, but I mean, all the Even I mean, a Lower Low is a bit more of a modern one, but it's really, really good. Up Pompeii, bit more unusual.
It Ain't Half Hot, man.
Love that. Have you done that?
Brilliant. Yeah,
I've been served. Yeah. Even American, one of my favourite comedies, actually American, Sergeant Bilko.
Oh yeah.
143 episodes.
Yeah, God, that's a lot. But
even going back as far as the 1930s, Will Hay, you might know Will Hay. Just classic. I love classic comedy. I don't really like modern comedy. It doesn't hit the right spot.
No, I think it's just afraid of offending someone, isn't it? Now it's just like there's nothing.
Society's changed so much. But the thing is, with this show, people coming to it, they know what they've come to see. Yeah. So any lines that might be slightly off nowadays, no one cares because they're in that period, they're in the era, and they enjoy it for what it was.
Yeah, they had a 5-year gap, didn't they? It was a 5-year gap, which is.
Yeah, I chose the ones that we did.
I love the fact you went with the first series.
Yeah. We were trying to guess what you were going to put in.
The 70s ones. The 60s just as good.
Well, the good thing about the bird is that it really accentuates the relationship between us because it's quite a dark comedy.
Yeah, it's tragedy, isn't it?
Yeah. He wants to get out. He doesn't want him to go.
Yeah.
He can't really get out.
No.
He's not really got the brain power, and he's got the dreams, but that's it. Yeah. But if you look at it what's interesting, you look at it in today's society, look at it in today's modern values, and really you got domestic abuse, bullying, threats.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And it always will be. It's timeless.
It's not like one gets the upper hand all the time, is it? You've got Albert quite often gets, most of the time gets his own way in, and there's times when Harold does it. So it's not, the balance is there. It's not just one.
Well, that's one of the reasons we did the upstairs, downstairs last, because it was Albert didn't get his own way there, did he? He got found out.
Well, that's the genius of Golden Simpson, wasn't it? Just really to not be afraid to write like that. Bring pathos in, bring a bit of sadness in, drama in. We were saying, you think it's the first feels.
It's just a drama now, isn't it?
It is. I know it's reality.
There's nothing really intricate in Steptoe. It's quite a linear show, but I think that it's the simplicity that works.
Well, most of it is a two-hander, and it's just the two characters, and I think that's the best test of a sitcom is when you've just literally got the dialogue. It's not 12 different characters.
I mean, that's obviously another constraint. We obviously couldn't do the one with Albert's brother's funeral because we didn't want to have to cast the whole family.
We said that with The Star Is Born as well.
Yeah, on stage.
I mean, that was a great one. That with Trevor Bannister. Yeah. He was in that.
For Fanes, with his bladder issue.
Do you remember the escape convicts?
Len Roster, Desperate Hours.
Brilliant.
Desperate Hours,
Really, really. The fact that they go in to basically rob them and they got less than they have.
He said, "You're better off inside."
Yes. Yeah.
He was in 2 episodes, wasn't he, Leonard Roster? He was in. Was it Any Old Iron he was in, or Lead Man Cometh?
He was in Lead Man Cometh, wasn't he?
And then Desperate Hours. Welsh Huey.
Yes.
He played. Brilliant.
So, you got a favourite episode of Steptoe?
My favourite is 65 Today.
Oh, okay.
Going
out to town with the gloves. Yeah.
So he goes out of town with the gloves. Dinner and a show sounds marvellous. But it's not a dinner and a show he wants.
No.
It's like a Japanese meal and an opera and a cocktail bar. And who's the barman?
He's in 5 episodes, I think. Frank Thornton's in. So good.
Yeah, you did have. Trevor Bannister was in 2, wasn't he? He was in the bed one. He was the bed shop manager.
Oh God, he was. Yeah.
The betting shop is next. Betting shop is next door.
He goes. Was it the dustbins are out the back?
There was so many sitcoms of that era that went to a film.
On the buses started that, didn't it?
But they didn't quite work, did they? For me, the one that worked best was Porridge.
Oh yeah.
That as a film worked the best. Steptoe was still good, they were pretending his dad's dead, and I remember him whacking his head on the door frame.
Yeah.
They did too. Steptoe Rise and Rise Again. Yeah.
Where they get the Is he blind the greyhound?
Yeah,
like,
and
yeah,
doesn't he like the taste of the tobacco? Or something?
Yeah, he likes the fag taste, so he runs off the track straight to Harold, doesn't it? And you get,
Yeah.
So, oh god, yeah.
Have you had any
Foiled.
from the estate of Golden Simpson?
Well, yes, we've obviously got the. I mean, we're in touch with them quite regularly. They wished us well the day before our first show. I sent them a picture of the set. They think it looked brilliant. So, we're trying to get a few more shows as well. We've got 35. I'm sure you've been on the website.
Yeah.
So we've got 35 shows. We're pleased we managed to get to Ireland. We're not going to Dublin, unfortunately.
Okay.
But
Not
we're
yet.
at least we're at least getting to the Republic. So you know we're hitting the 5 corners really.
The website just Steptoe Son.
.co.uk.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you're in my neck of the woods in June, so I've got tickets for the one in Newport. So
have you?
I'll see you then, yeah.
Yeah, June the 28th, honestly. Or
Good
27th.
memory. Yeah, that's it. But
Yeah, we've got a few in South Wales. We've started in Port Talbot.
Yeah.
And we've got one in Blackwood, and we're doing Newport as well.
There you go.
You driven up from Newport, have you?
Yeah, just by Newport. Yeah, I was staying with Si tonight. He's giving me... He lives nearby, so...
Well, was it worth the trip?
It was brilliant. Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
The largest. This was the largest for the Steptoe show. For other shows we've done about 530. So but we've got some. Our biggest theatre for Steptoe's 1300. So I don't know whether we'll sell that. We probably won't.
Yeah.
But we take half.
I think you're going to chuck us out now. So.
Very blue humour, very tongue in cheek, very well. You think Steptoe's bad? Adult pantos are about 10 times worse.
That's good.
Jim Davidson was quite famous.
Oh, I remember the Cinderella.
He was.
Remember that,
Well, Jim Davidson read my first one, and he actually said, "Very funny." Right. It's hard to get words out of him, but he did say that.
He did well. Brilliant. Cheers, guys. Thanks for talking to us. Anyway,
thanks for coming, and cheers for messaging. And
no, that's amazing. Thanks, Dan.
Get us on the podcast. And
I will.
We'll
I'll send you the. I'll send the link over.
Cheers. Thanks for coming.
Cool. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, everyone. Cheers, Giorgio. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Can I get you to say something in Harold's voice?
Well, I don't really want to say something close to the microphone. I might get microphones all over it. Thank you for your time. Did you say it was a podcast? It's a wonderful bit of technology you've created. I mean, it really is marvellous.
Can I get you to say thanks for downloading Steptoe Son?
Thank you for downloading Steptoe and Step. What did you say? I don't know what you're
gold.
talking about. Gold. So,
Okay.
I mean, seriously, I've got to get back to The horse has got to be fed enough.
Brilliant. Thanks, Harold.
No worries. Cheers and goodbye.
Cheers.
Hi, this is Susanna Corbett. Thanks for downloading Steptoe and Son.